Welcome to the channel, friends. So today's video is going to be going over these C6 taillights for my C6 Corvette ZR1. Now, I've already had a video made with these here on the left. These are the infrared LED taillights, and on the right we have the AlphaRex LED taillights. Now, these are like the more modern, popular taillights you're going to find for C6. You also have the Morimotos, which now have a Gen 2 option. So I do have these, on a video showing the install and what they look like when they're in operation and function. But I've decided after 2 months I want to move on to something different. I just don't like, personally, I don't like this recessed look on my car. Okay, so it has like the Morimoto type recessed face lens, if you can see that. So I'm not a big fan of this. I went ahead and I tried them out anyways and gave them a shot. They're very unique taillight, and this offset pattern, you see how the center of the lens is not concentric with the outer portion here. So between those two things, it being kind of recessed and they're not concentric kind of bothered me. I didn't like that aspect of them. But the build quality on this is very nice. So check out my video. I go over this. It's actually easier to hook up than these guys, but I'm going to get into that in just a second. This is still a high quality taillight. If it's your thing, it has its own special look. So I'm not ragging on this at all. It's actually a really nice taillight, and they're kind of expensive. These were like almost $500 something. So they have their own unique thing. Check out my other video if you want to know more about the infrared taillight. But now let's talk about the AlphaRex taillight. And let's first go over on the bench the construction and what I think of them, my initial impressions. And then we're going to go and install it on a car and show you what they look like. So right off the bat, I like the original C6 lens profile. So as you can see here, it carries over that original look. But you will notice some LEDs in there, and you got this nice big halo ring. That's the reason why that kind of attracted me to this taillight, is because I like that big halo. Okay, that nice solid halo. Now, I used to have the Eagle Eye taillights, which are super nice, but I didn't like the individual LEDs that went all the way around the perimeter of that taillight. They're still a great looking taillight, still probably one of the top taillights out there when it comes to a C6, but there's more modern options now. Now that you have the Morimoto Gen 2s, as well as these, there's a couple others as well. But, I'm just going through my taillight phase. I'm trying out different taillights and seeing what sticks. All right, so like I said, you got a nice solid halo, really nice look to it. The construction is pretty decent, but with two minor things that kind of really bother me. You see this right here, this like white sticker? Well, it's supposed to be a seal for like this opening here where the wires go. This is like almost borderline unprofessional if you ask me. If you ask me, this should be like a nice grommet. And this right here, this connection is kind of bullshit. Okay, so you have to have the factory bulb holder, bulb adapter, as you can see, and then the wiring harness essentially is like the base of the bulb, which is attached to the AlphaRex taillight. So between those two things, it kind of irked me a little bit. I don't like how this is constructed. This harness is kind of, could be better. On the infrared, you have this style plug on it, connector. This will plug right into the factory connection on the back side of the bumper. So you just snap it right in and it's good to go. Okay? Very easy connection. But this guy here, not so much. I don't like how you have to have the original OEM bulb connector holder to actually hook these up. And I'm going to go ahead and actually like seal these off better because I don't trust this like flimsy white sticker. As you can see, it's got the cutout for the bulb itself. So this pattern right here, this like trident pattern, is actually in the back of this, like it's, made to receive the actual bulb holder, but it's not. It has this whole thing here. Now, that actually leads me to think that maybe you need to remove this and kind of install this like so. Let's see if this works. This is the first time me trying this. So, okay, it does fit. All right, so maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Okay, so I feel a little bit better about that now. So you can go ahead now and essentially, secure that and install that where it's supposed to be. And now all you have is this load resistor here that has to get attached to like a solid surface so it can actually dissipate heat. You don't want to just zip tie this to the backside of the housing. You actually want to attach this to a nice large flat surface so it can like dissipate all that heat coming from the LEDs. This is called a load resistor, and you need this so your lights don't flicker and like hyper flash and do all sorts of weird shit. So that's the summary of the taillight housing and how it connects and what I think about the construction. So I can take that back. It's actually a really good construction now that I know that all I had to do is peel off this sticker. There was no instructions, honestly, with this. So you just saw it there on camera, me figuring out that this sticker probably has to be removed, and then you go ahead and install the actual bulb connector. I had to buy these brand new because I sold my OEM taillights, and you'll need a set of these. This is the part number right here. I will put a link down below. Right off the bat, I can say that like these might look annoying. So those little smaller LEDs in the background on the reflector on the inside, you don't see them as prominent when it's installed on the car. So as you can see right there, that angle there is pretty much the angle you're going to be seeing it at. These are the smoked lens. They're just smoke. They're not dark smoke or anything. But when they're installed on the car, you really can't see those other LEDs because the viewing angle changes. So as long as you're not like within like 10 feet of this thing, you won't see all these little smaller LEDs. I was thinking of like spraying this with some nightshades or buying a tint overlay. But I'm going to hold off on that and just run them the way they are and see how I like them. And give them some time. Just because I don't want to right off the bat spray them or put any more money into them buying overlays, vinyl wrap to make them darker until I know I'm going to keep them for a long time. So I'm still in my trial period. Let's go over to the car now, install these, and show you what they look like. All right, guys, so went ahead and installed the taillights. They are very finicky when it comes to left or right, so make sure you install them in the correct side. Otherwise, they're going to get stuck in that cavity, and they're going to be hard to get out. So keep that in mind. But let's go on now and check out the unlock-lock sequence. So that's unlock. Very nice, solid halo. And then there is a different transition when you go ahead and lock. When you hit the brake light, you're going to have those interior LEDs, those smaller single LEDs light up. And then the running lights will be the halos. So I'm going to go ahead and actually go through, turn signal, hazards, brake light, running lights, and show you the full gambit of combinations here with these tail lights. But right now I'm going to go ahead and show you the sequential function, just because some people might like that. I'm not going to run the sequential. I think it looks kind of cheesy and cheap. I like just the solid light. So I'm going to go ahead really quick, switch them over, and show you the sequential function. All right, so I went ahead and switched over to sequential mode. Let's take a look at the unlock and lock. As you can see, the lights sweep outwards when you unlock, and then when you lock, it's just a solid LED. Sweep outwards, and then that's going to be the same thing for your brake light. So it's not too bad to have it as your lock and unlock, but for my brake light, I would like to have a solid and not a sequential. So for that reason alone, I'm going to turn them off. and not use the sequential. But that's what they look like. And it's going to look the same exact way for hazard. So let's go turn that on right now. So as you can see it, the hazards are going to be sweeping as well. I'll turn on the running light so just so you can see that. All right, so let me turn the lights off and let's look at this at nighttime. All right, there you have it, guys. I went ahead and showed you the functionality of the AlphaRex taillights. As you can see, there is a two-stage feature to the brake light. So you have like the outer light, outer ring, the halo, which is the running light. Then you'll have an inner, and then 1 second later, you're going to have another inner ring that illuminates with the brake light only. It doesn't do it for the hazards or anything else. It's only for the brake light. So you have 3 rings essentially, concentric rings in the tail light once you activate the brake light. So with that being said, so far I really like these tail lights. I like the look of them. They have the stock lens profile, so I'm really happy with that. I'm gonna give this a go and see how I like them. But one final last look at what they look like. This is with them close up. As you can see, really nice look to them. Dark smoke. They look like they're dark smoke, but they're actually just a light smoke when they're on. Those like smaller LEDs kind of disappear. So I'm really happy about that. As you can see, when you stand away, you don't see those little tiny LEDs as much. So that's a good thing, because that means I don't have to smoke them out anymore. So I'm going to run these like this and see how I like them. As you can see, so good looking. I can tell right off the bat they look better than the Eagle Eyes and the AlphaRex. Sorry, the InfraRay. I'm mixing up names now. But I'm going to give these a try and let you guys know in further videos what I think. Obviously, I might try other different ones going down the line, but you get the idea. It's, you know, it's all part of having fun with the car and trying out different things and seeing what you like. Alright, so that's going to be it for the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any other questions or comments, please place them right down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please go ahead and do so. Check out my other videos, and I'll see you on the next time.